Hello fellow humans and welcome to an episode of Subscriber Replays. This time we start off with the Super Conqueror and that's a house. Just don't drive into that, let's speed it up and get right into the battle. So, first tip of the video, don't drive into houses because most of the time that doesn't really help, I'd say. What does help, however, is the Super Conqueror, because this vehicle is pretty damn solid. Now, the only real huge downside of this tank is its absolutely god-awful accuracy. But then again, it's as bad as that of Soviet-style vehicles, so not really great. But it does have a lot of upsides. It has 10 degrees of gun depression and pretty damn solid DPM. Yep. This tank is obviously best played hull down because the spaced turret and 10 degrees of gun depression combined with relatively high DPM, you can get a lot done if you're playing this vehicle in a hull down position. If you're an enemy, you might not want to engage this vehicle if it's in that spot unless you shoot right beneath the gun, which is a weak spot for a lot of vehicles that are built like this, for example, including the VZ55, that can be pinned in that specific location simply because around the gun you have to make it flat because, I mean, you can't put the gun there. However, in this situation, the team has put themselves into a very bad position. It's not great. Most of the time, you want to have map control. The only reason you ever want to give up map control is to closely push together, and I'm saying that very on purpose here, push together. Because giving up map control and then sitting in a spot is about the worst thing a team can do in the entirety of Blitz. Because it's a team game, it's a strategy game. So if you simply just gift the enemy all the advantage, all the opportunity, you're kind of throwing at that point. However, 3v6, not lost just yet, and the E75 is doing the extremely smart and highly recommendable thing of peeking out sideways in front of a vehicle that is extremely strong at playing this kind of position. So, great. Now, target selection is very important. The grill just fired. The grill can one-shot the Super Conqueror, and Madman is not a madman because he picks the right target here, and E75 does that. But then again, he did peek out sideways, so lower your expectations, and that's another thing very important for Blitz. Lower your expectations for your teammates. Don't expect anything from your team, because if you expect something from your teammates, you're very likely to be disappointed. Which is why, if you try to go into a situation, always expect that you're not going to receive any help, you're not going to receive any backup, because then you're not going to be disappointed. However, that guy is disappointed because he just screwed up his sneak attack, well, completely. And now he's going to have to run away. And here comes the Super Conqueror, which somehow low rolls for 286. And now just sits up there? I don't know, like, lads, are you playing this game? So, again, lower your expectation. Don't expect anything from your teammates and your enemies. Because finding out if a player is good, if a player isn't good, is one of the most important skills to have in a game like this, and also in real life. The easier you can sort of sort a person into who they are, the more fun you'll have. Now in this case, the E5 could attempt to shoot at the grill, but he just doesn't. And with 7,300 damage, conclude a very epic game for Madman. I just love sub replay videos because they show great gameplay and they're not a lot of effort, because I can just talk about things that I've already known for a decade. God damn it, I'm old. Anyway, the 53 TP isn't quite as old in World Tanks Blitz, having been introduced a year ago or two. However, it is still one of the better hit rates in the game, as you can see by 1,600 damage blocked in the first 40 seconds. And now, Taco Dude in this game is also not really going to get a lot of team backup. And the thing is, while you want to understand how the teams work, you don't really should rely on them, right? Because the problem is, if you have a setup like this one, they're a lot further back than the enemy team. The enemy team has taken a lot of space here, so the map control is at this point gone. And here's the thing. If you're not a good player, or if you're trying to become a good player, then it might be a good opportunity or a good way of learning to try and actually get in people's faces, right? To brawl with them, to understand how do they fight, what do they do. But once you get above that, once you get to a level where you're really good, you don't really want to fight people anymore. You want to destroy people, right? Because if you fight someone one-on-one, you could end up losing your hit points. And you don't want to do that. You always want to trade unevenly. So for every 1,000 damage you do, you only want to lose 500 hit points. And the easiest way to do that is, first of all, let your teammates get shot, which isn't great, but the other way is simply understand the teams. Once again, don't expect too much from them, but also understand. Because, for example, the IS-3, if he's now aiming at one of Taco's teammates, Taco can peek, Taco can take a shot, the teammate's still safe, because, I mean, hopefully they don't peek. But in this case, the SU-130 looks at the teammates, Taco peeks, takes a shot. Boom. That is how to become a great player, is not to fight someone, but to understand how to destroy them without them having a chance to even attempt to fight back. But, despite what... Don't go up there! That was close. The CC could have shot him there. I haven't seen this replay before. I mean, I did record it, but I didn't watch it when it was recorded, so... Nice shot. Ideally, you always want to be aware of what's going on. Might have caused trouble if that CC would have been more accurate and faster. That's another thing that's very important. Get fast, right? A lot of players in this game are really slow. So if you can get those extra 1-2 seconds out of your performance, you're going to be able to drive out, aim, shoot, and go back before they even realize you're there. So that does work out beautifully. Now, the enemy has fought back in this situation. And Taco, well, he's been eaten because he's on 73 hit points. And it's a 4 versus 3 situation, so looking good, but it's not done completely because now it's a 3v3 and the only backup he has are 2 tank destroyers. And you know, one thing about tank destroyers, they're good at stopping you from losing, but they're not really good at winning. Because tank destroyers are most effective when the enemy team is already on your side of the map. Because if they're over there and the tank destroyer is camping, well, they're not going to get over there. So that's the downsides of, well, tank destroyers. Or more likely, a lot of tank destroyer players, because camping is bad if you don't know how to reposition a vehicle. That's not really great. If you are playing tank destroyers, learn to reposition the vehicle. But in this case, the WT is in a solid position. I mean, this is one of the best camping maps you can be on, so that does work out relatively fine. And at this point, again, text is still available because this is the NA server, which I don't understand, but here's the thing. Are they really gonna listen? Probably not. And there's the Arctiga he spotted. Yeah, that's yeah. Awareness. That's a tiny little bit of lack of awareness there, right? Because from previously, you should have known exactly where that CC is. It's a kind of a slow tank. It's a tank destroyer. He ain't gonna move. So being aware of that is important. So bit of a mistake there in terms of just going out there and not considering the CC's existence. But it was fine. It worked out. 53 TP is a bang smacking good tank. Yeah, can I recommend it? Oh, yeah, 60 TP line is pretty damn solid. If you want something a bit different from the boring generic IS-4, IS-7, VZ-55, then the 60 TP can mix that up a bit, combining elements of the E-100 and those Soviet tanks into a vehicle that does work pretty nicely. However, it does have the ammo rack straight behind the lower plate, and Jesus, this thing bounces shots, which means that you can get blown up pretty easily. Now, no tank has a weak ammo rack, it's just the ammo rack placement. The placement in this match of the CC resulted in him not showing up, which resulted in a draw. So, very nice games. Hope you liked the video. Thank you very much for watching, and see you for the next one. Or maybe not.